back at you with the West Coast female rap pioneer who does more than rap and sing. She's a CEO, author, vision partner, mentor, and VH1 Hip Hop Honors Award Show queen. She's the first lady of the first family of rap, The Click. Yeah, she bends notes for R&B. Come on, you know her name. She's the queen of the West, our girl, SUGA-T.
See, I'm cut from a cloth of gorillas to get money. All gas, no brakes, no shade, down and dirty. Everybody need a little sugar, honey. See, I'm back on this ship for some new money. Working, I'm with the business for real. Lady hustler, trying to buy some land on the hill. If you ain't with it, fall back, don't even bother. I ain't with the mess, cause my mind on the dollar. Get it done, pay them bills, close the deal. Keep your Mac and crack and turn up, keep it real. Work it, it don't matter how you do. Push a hard line, just don't let it work you. Get it in, get it done, get it sunny. My auntie baby told me, girl, get that money.
Joining us for this round of Basic Talk is a recording artist, entertainment pioneer, author, and mentor who's no stranger to the Bay Area. In fact, she's the queen of the West. SUGA-T, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. Congratulations on the new soundtrack, W.O.R.K. Nice song. Great moves, by the way. You still got it, girl.
Thank you.
Your books, independently titled Your Perfume and Boss Up, Baby. The whole Sprinkle Me line of signature body oils endorsed by yourself and E40, among other products that's on the sprinkleme.biz website, and your VH1 Hip Hop Honors, where you're highlighted as the most prominent West Coast female rap pioneer.
Yes, a lot of work. Too much is given, much is required.
Amen, sister. Amen. Let's start with the music. What was your inspiration for the W.O.R.K project?
So, in terms of the W.O.R.K project, that was a soundtrack inspired from the latest book, Your Perfume, which is a woman guide that helps her discover her new sin of, reinvent herself and discover a new sin of success while giving them a sprinkle of tips to help her navigate through challenging times. So the W.O.R.K soundtrack has a host of experiences of testimonies, stories, victories, and different elements of brokenness that I was able to encounter, overcome, and transform in my transition of reinventing my brand and taking care of some elements that was necessary that triggered me to have to do so.
So the messaging is clear. It is very transparent. We can see that you are about your business, number one, and that you are definitely the queen. And we appreciate you giving us that because you give so much of yourself, and we respect you for that highly. Thank you so very much.
Well, thank you. It's been a roller coaster ride. You know, you get the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, and the fact of me raising children through my career and dealing with matriarch elements that the average woman has to deal with, along with, you know, the relationships that we come across in our lives, as well as different circumstances that could take us down. Because, you know, the queen, people want to take the crown. You know what I mean? So they want to put the lights out. You know what I mean? I've had some really serious broken times in my life, which brought me to the conclusion of helping other women get through it. Because there's many women that are out there just like me that can navigate and make things happen. You know what I mean? And they deserve to wear their crown, you know, and represent that. And that's kind of, you know, my element of a queen. It's not just always being on top. It's being okay sometimes with being on the bottom, in the middle, but being productive and being able to navigate through the times and still manage to be productive. You feel me?
Well said. Very well spoken. People know you as the first lady of the first family of rap, The Click, with E40, D-Shock, and Be Legit. You are part of the biggest brother-sister duet in the history of rap music. Sprinkle me.
Yes, hip-hop duet. Yes, ma'am.
So you weren't just a pretty face and the female rap component to The Click. You were hands-on. You were business. You were all business. What did you take from that experience that you're now using in the boss moves that we see today?
Most definitely. Well, my grandfather sold the first seed. I threw newspapers with him, and we did a business of newspaper business together.
Oh.
So I threw newspapers and drove the car at 8 years old. You know what I mean? And then, of course, back in the day, our mama was like, okay, you better get out there and bring something in. So at 11 years old, I was driving a car and had a car at 12. And then, of course, carrying on, moving forward and being able to be presented into the real world, I became a businesswoman through being on welfare. So welfare helped me understand how to take care of business because you had to have your paper in on time professionally. And so those were my first business experiences. And then, of course, moving through the process, I ended up becoming connected and serious about the music industry. So in that, I was coached as a entrepreneur and an executive, came in the game, being taught how to balance contracts and how to negotiate with producers and different types of bookings. And I was taught how to produce musically, video-wise, and event planning, of different types of certifications and credentials along my journey. That's actually what kept me to sustain. But being able to take care of business and become a businesswoman in the music business, that it wasn't just fun and games and I wasn't just showing up, that was the root that was planted in me to be able to have that mindset to always keep that element going. So your perfume is more of an inspiration, element that helps, you balance out advantage. Boss Up Baby is a second book. It's called Be About Your Business, How to Use Your God-Given Talent to Make More Money, to Replace Barriers, and to explore or expand your entrepreneurship elements. And so that book is a powerful book that I wrote because that's how I've been able to sustain. Sometimes I've always balanced out where I didn't stay in front of the camera at all times. There's priorities that you have as a woman in this game. When you have children, unfortunately, some enjoy other people raising theirs, but I never was comfortable. So I always took balances and hiatuses and different, times where I made other things more of a priority versus music. So in that, being an entrepreneur gave me that flexibility. So I was able to replace barriers. And of course, when you jump back on the wagon and those who are involved sometimes they ain't ready to jump back with you, or they not going to open up the book and say, come on in and write your chapter in it. They like, well, honey, you got to wait. You jumped off. You need to figure, you got to wait till I'm ready, or you might not even might not ever get ready.
Right.
So you have to be able to crank up your own machine and, figure something out along the way in between time, until you figure if they're going to do it or if they're not, or, if you're going to have to keep moving your machine and figure it out and work with what you got till you get to what you're trying to get to, which is why I created Work It. Yes. I want to inspire everybody to feel good about what they're doing. It's like, because some people will say you ain't never ready.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Who are listening to you right now, if I may pause you for a second, I'll let you continue. Some people who are listening right now, these two books are available. They are trending very well on Amazon right now. Your Perfume, A Woman's Guide to Help You Reinvent Yourself and Discover Your Scent of Success. The second book, Boss Up Baby, Be About Your Business, Entrepreneurship Guide for Empowerment, Volume 1. So I'm assuming there's another book in the works, a Volume 2 that you may be going to share with us. Do you have a Volume 2 in the works, SUGA-T?
Yes, I do, darling.
Can you give us a little taste of what's going to be in that Volume 2?
For sure. It'll definitely be a digital release, and it'll be something that will go alongside of a project called Work that I'm doing. It's called the We Fest, the Work It Festival. So you'll definitely get some elements of economic empowerment, of wellness, of exploration opportunities alongside of SprinkleMe.biz, and of course you could also see more of the other products that are in our boutique collection.
The website is SprinkleMe.biz. There are so many categories on here: fragrance oil, spa, beauty, and bath. You have the self-help books. She's got another link for Your Perfume as a reminder. This is important. You need to get this. There's the fragrance lady. You have the Kingdom Men. There's so much. Just go to SprinkleMe.biz and get the hookup. SUGA-T style. VH1. Queen Latifah producing the VH1 Hip Hop Honors, where you're highlighted as the most prominent West Coast female rap pioneer. What did that feel like?
Oh, man, it felt really good. It was definitely a blessing to know that, you never gotten, just the fact of Queen Latifah being respectful and and being fair.
Mm-hmm.
Being fair about how she addressed, me and her walk, and, clearly stating that I was influential to her career, and that was why they came and contacted me. That made me feel really, really good. And the fact that, we were able to recognize the real, you know what I mean? Because with a society today, as you know, they are putting the younger females in front of us because we have gotten a little more mature and have more mature responsibilities and more mature messages. And what they're presenting, the younger generation of females are presenting, seems to become seems to be deemed as relevant when we're being considered irrelevant, when the truth is that the young girls are doing exactly what we did 30 years ago. The same messaging, the only difference is their messaging, they just bang you in the head with it. You know what I mean? We got in it and we got off of it and kept it moving, and we talked about more than just sex, money, alcohol, drugs, and strippers.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
You know what I mean? You feel me? So for her to come back and make a move like that and be clear, you know what I'm saying, and initiate it with VH1 Honors endorsing us and putting it in front of the world, that was major, because it seemed like the rest of the people who have been in leadership positions, men that were in a position to make this statement and make this clear and utilize their platform to keep us alive and going. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it doesn't work as good for females who just are alone in hip-hop, because that's the rule that they, and the culture that they have tried to condition us to. So instead of the OGs of the game coming out and saying, hey, my sisters, let me keep your auntie in the game. Let me keep somebody that's going to be giving a balanced message to these youngins, and let me keep somebody that got some season in the game with this stuff. They just kind of backed out of it and just kind of ran scared themselves and focused on just only trying to give notice to the younger generation of females with one message and one direction to only give. So it was amazing, and outside of just me, it was just a blessing. I felt really, blessed that Queen Latifah kept it 100. So we have, I have a whole different respect for her as a woman who wasn't competitive, who wasn't saying, oh, I'm just going to make it about me. Because she could have very well just kept herself in front, because she's fine with her platform. You know what I mean? She can navigate from place to place if she wants to, but she kept it 100 and said, I'm going to make sure that I can get myself to the rest of these ladies, and they're going to get exposed too, because she knows that we all helped build this platform for females in hip-hop, and us being the first generation of females in hip-hop, kind of dealing with these politics that they got going on. So I'm excited about, her making it cool, and then being able to, deem me as a West Coast, female hip-hop pioneer of all time. And then, take me on stage and love on me and put me in front like, yeah, and I mean it too. You feel me? So it wasn't just an accident or her just doing it because somebody made her. It was like, no, this is real. It's my girl. And we with this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was an honor.
Yeah. Now, people know that you rap and they know that you sing, but they don't know that you sing. Oh, my goodness. Sarah Vaughan, you can hear Shaka Khan. You can hear Patti LaBelle. You can hear Aretha Franklin. Your voice is so powerful.
From the beginning, I've been singing. The song One Love? One love, one love, one love, only one love. So from the beginning of time, over 30 years, our first, one of the biggest hits that my brother had underground was FedEx. He said he's just a time and name ringing, major factor, FedEx, high power lawyers, and a young nigga having his bread. Let him know, man. So I've been thinking, you know what I mean? And it's just been in songs and in backgrounds and in hooks and hurricane, but you can call me hurricane. I just didn't always put that in front of the, of my music career. I've always been a flavorful singer adding flavor to a song through a hook or a background. You know what I'm saying? Or through a run or some sort of transition that built up the song. You know, from working with Roger Sapp, you know, we did that song Scandalous. You know, I did Shirley Murdoch. I love Shirley Murdoch. You know, I'm so scandalous. What will we do? Just keep on moving. I'm touring around. I'm doing a rhythm and rap show. It's available. And I'm also setting up for a European tour. I'll be in Europe with my soul brand. So, you know, I'm continuing to keep it presented. But I'm really trying not to pull my rap brand out of the front line because they really need a mature rap voice right now, you know, for women and women such as myself. Like, you know, when I say this, they can look back and say, oh, she ain't hating. She really real with hers. You know what I mean? Somebody else coming and saying that they really can't say what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because they don't really have the history or the track record of gold, platinums, and, you know, of running a machine. You know, most of them jumped in a machine. They never really ran it. They never, you know what I mean? They had an unorganic experience coming in. It was all easy and laid out for them in a whole different, you know, so... You know, so I'm trying to make sure that I don't let them kick me out of hip-hop. So that's the reason why I keep a hip-hop voice in it. But I try to bring, you know, the light with mine and at the same time a little edginess to let them know it ain't because I can't. You feel me?
And this is coming from a woman who independently and collectively with the clique, she has sold over 30 million units. So she knows what she's talking about. Sugar, who do you listen to?
Ma'am.
When you listen to music, who do you listen to? I'm in the car and I'm riding with you and we're getting to do some car karaoke. Who are we singing to that's in your car?
I listen to, believe it or not, I listen to gospel music. I listen to old school music.
I believe it.
I listen to Lauryn Hill. I listen to some newer hip-hop music, but not all the time because I can only take so much of the same message. And depending on if I got, you know, who's in the car with me.
Okay.
It varies.
Okay.
Yes, I keep it kind of balanced. I love Shaka Khan. I love the OGs in the game. I love, you know, the people who brought it, you know, from the gate with the balance of sound and musical instruments. Marvin Gaye, Sly the Family Stone, Donny Hathaway.
Yes.
I listen to Bobby Blue Band.
Yeah.
I listen to Mary J. Blige. I'm a Mary J. Blige fan. I'm a Faith fan. I listen to some hip-hop, too. You know, I listen to still my Queen Latifah's and my MC Lights, and I listen to Roxanne Shante, and I listen to, you know, some of the newer first-generation hip-hop songs, and even some of the later ones. Every now and then I find myself rocking the Cardi B. I listen to Nicki Minaj. And I hear the City Girls lately. The City Girls, they sound just like JJ Fad. So they took my ear. I just hope that they don't get the credit for that sound because JJ Fad are the ones that created that sound. So, you know, that's about it. I try not to listen with a critical ear, meaning that a lot of this stuff that these newer females start getting credit for, sometimes I get off track because they start getting credit for it and I know different.
Originated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I listen to Nicki Minaj. I love Nicki Minaj too. I like her hard work ethic. Her keeping it going as we were, you know, doing other things, you know, getting degrees, still doing music, but not making music our mainstay. She was pushing the pavement, keeping the door open. So I give her credit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and would love to do a song with her one day. And I understand that, you know, she will be maturing. And, you know, as soon as people have kids and do other things, they kind of start, you know, doing things a little different. So I'm excited to seeing her transformation.
If you were to do a documentary about your life, and maybe there's one in the works, I don't know.
You know too much. You been in my closet, girl.
Ask around.
You sneaking in my? Is you in my office? Like sneaking somewhere?
Hey, I gotta do my research. I gotta ask.
Go ahead, girl.
I dug.
Wise woman.
Truth be told, I dug back to your days at Zomax.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did some digging. I did
You did some digging, girl. You did some serious digging.
And let me tell you, even then, when you were at Zomax, you had a reputation. We don't know what she's going to end up being, but she's going to be amazing at it. They knew you were going to be a star even then. How about that? How about that?
That's so sweet.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow. Isn't that
Because
something?
you carried yourself like you were a boss, like you were important, like you handled your business. You had definite ideas about what you would tolerate and what you would not.
Wow. I was definitely unique, that's for sure, because my happiness is not based on just money. You know what I mean? And my success is not I don't build a foundation on money. I build a foundation on being productive.
Right.
You know what I mean? And being successful at where you are. If you were on the ground and you stood up, that's successful to me.
What advice would you give to females to help them navigate their way down their journey, down their path? What would you tell them?
Just speaking generally, never forget where you come from. You know what I'm saying? Be confident, but also be clear. Because some of us are overconfident and we really haven't accomplished anything to be confident. And we can become overconfident and cocky and arrogant and pigeonhole ourselves because we can present that to people and we can block our blessings by someone not wanting to give us what really can help us expand our understanding or where we're at. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You're doing the most right now. What else is next for you? What's next?
Well, I have a series I'll continue to produce. I'm still producing television. I'm still producing film products, television and film products. I'll continue to move around informational panels just to continue to educate, the community and inspire the community, and those who are assigned to my life right now so I can make sure that I fulfill my purpose. And most people that are assigned are people like me. So, leaders, people who can be a lost leader, people who could be somebody that was forgotten about, people who are in transition and need that push, you know what I mean? And people who got stagnated in their vision and just need that visionary partnership to get them over and give them some structure, you know what I mean? And so, so that is, the main thing. And then, of course, I will continue to do music. It might not always be for an album to say, oh, this is the biggest album in the world and I'm about to be number one in the charts every second. But I'll always do music to have it out there no matter where it's placed at, whether it's licensing, whether it's on a soundtrack, whether it's, just a single that's just put out there just to give a message or just to, make clarity that I'm around and can, you know what I mean? Or even to write. So those are the things that I'll always, continue to do and continue to write books.
There you have it, recording artist, entertainment pioneer, author, and mentor, and don't forget CEO, Queen of the West, SUGA-T. Thank you for being on Basic Talk, Sugar.
Thanks for having me, my darling. And please continue to follow me at SUGA-T, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Turn up, get the bag. Keep it 100, put them haters on their back. Handle it, show them haters what it is. Push it over time, put your money where your mouth is. Work it. All work, no play. All day, every day. Get the bag, get paid. Hustle up, turn up, get the bag. Keep it 100, put them haters on their back. See, everybody need a little sugar, honey. I'm back on this ship for some new money.
I hope my granddaughter wasn't too loud in the back.
No. That's life. That's life. And actually, that just shows how real you are. That just speaks to the realness. It's perfectly okay. Yeah, this is.
I have to keep running from her.
No, it's okay. She's coming right behind you, and you got to move to another room. I love it. Now that's real.
Okay.
Now,
17 coming here now. I'm sorry. I'm finished, Kay.
This interview was made possible by the Deputy Mayor of Los Angeles, Terrible T, and published by tzelementmag.com. For more Basic Talk, please visit www.tjspeaks.com.